right here on NBC4. And then, of course, we have the final round on 4 New York on Sunday. What about the NBA Finals, you ask? It has just gone final. 111-104, Oklahoma City over the Pacers. This was close until the end. Oklahoma City gets even now with Indiana, all evened up at 2-2 in the NBA Finals. That's sports. We'll be right back after that.
Hello, good boy. Good, good evening or good night, everyone. This is Mr. Herbie from Shoot the Breeze. Yes, I know I started 30 minutes late. I'm just waking up, and so I'm having a late start. So instead of from 11 to 12, it'll be from 11:30 to 12:30. I will be finishing this stream and start the podcast from 12:30 to 1 o'clock, or do a 15-minute show to the fact that I started late. So that's how I might do. Welcome to Shoot the Breeze. And let's get started. Difficulties. Actually wants to move the homeless into our subway stations. That's cool. Yeah. And dangerous for us. And Mandani also promises to everybody say some people probably might notice me differently. Some people will not. For those who know me, they know I had a lot of hair on my head at one time, but now I don't. But that's because I got it chopped off. What happened to me today was my nephew took me to get my hair cut due to the fact that he said that he didn't like the fact that I have hair going around my head, but I was balding. I had a big bald spot on the top, so he said, "Why I try get my hair cut?" I said, "I'll do that just to see what's up." So what I did was I lopped it off. I got a haircut, got my hair, got my braids here. I got some people to notice me. I did have my hair. I had a full-on heavy beard, but now it's kind of shaved down a little bit. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit. So yeah, then I got my hair cut off. Yeah, so that's what I did. And Sawshaw is a violent individual. Apparently George Clinton was scared. So now I'm looking. A violent reputation is a red flag. So Lieutenant Perino checks with the Sally as a rap sheet. He was arrested. I got my head on. And there was robbery and weapons possession, which, of course, is something that we'd be very interested in. His police records include Sean Sally's fingerprints and mugshots.
I noticed Sean Sally had dreadlocks.
Yeah, so that's what happened with me. And why I haven't been doing a lot of podcasts, because I have went to the doctor, got a procedure done, like an angioplasty, like I said before. I got that done, and I got a stent put into my arteries on the left side of my heart.
They're on the right track, but we still need physical evidence putting him inside Jennifer's apartment at the time of the crime.
And I got this little mark right here.
Found on the duct tape that was used to bind Trey.
You see like a clear little dot right there on my wrist. That's where they put the catheter going up my arm into near my heart, and put the stent. The stent's kind of, they're putting one stent, and it was kind of long.
That he was staying in Newark, New Jersey, at a friend's house.
The stent is kind of long, so it's kind of so.
In the video, we saw
So go down the length of the artery, for the simple fact that because of the artery was
we conducted a search warrant,
kind of closed off. So they put the stent, a long stent, into it to open up the whole thing. Once I learned how to put pictures,
information that connected Sean Sally to that house
on my thing,
showed that Sean Sally had been staying there at the time of the homicide.
I'll do that and show everybody what it looks like.
The person who was the renter of the house, an individual named Dwayne. Dwayne did look a little bit like the second person on the video.
And everything.
I think that we might have.
So that's what's going on with me. I have to go back next month to get the stent.
Was currently on parole in New Jersey.
Get another stent or two, because that's what I went with my follow-up this week. This Tuesday of this week, the doctor said that he had to put another stent into on my right side. He probably had to put another one in, probably a second one too, into my right side of my heart, to open up the arms, to open it up, because it's kind of closed. It looked almost closed. He showed me an X-ray where they injected a solution, a contrast. I should say not a solution, but a contrast into my vein, into my system, to show where the blood was cut off and stuff. I still feel the same. It just opened up to let the blood flow more, but I still feel the same. And plus, he told me that my heart is kind of thick. Otherwise, it's big. When he says thick, it's kind of big. It's not about fatty tissues. It's no fatty tissue. It's just that the walls of my heart's kind of thick. So make it almost impossible. Make it a problem for the blood to circulate and stuff. But yeah, what was going on with me? That's what a few things that was going on with me. But other than that, I feel fine. I feel great. Am I tired? Yes. Very, very tired. But other than that, I'm okay. Wait for Father's Day. What I'm doing for Father's Day, I probably might ask. Nothing. Really? I don't do nothing. I got set to a routine where either I just stay home, stay in the bed, watch TV, watch my streaming, watch karate. That's basically how I do. Watch karate. Have a beer or two. And just relax. Nothing much to do. That's all. I don't do nothing more, no more, no less. That's all I do. If I want to go someplace, I'll say it in advance, like a month after, like a month before, a month or two before Father's Day, like right after Mother's Day. That's when I say, okay, it's my turn. Let me go this way. If I don't say home, bed, karate movies, that's it. So that's basically what's been going on with me. I hope everybody like the new. Some people gonna look at me like, I don't believe you did that. How could you look? Some people might say I look good with my haircut on. I know my family, those who haven't seen me in a while, they're gonna see that I'm doing. They're gonna see
no matter where life takes you, Big Tarby
a
can go
different.
with you. Talk to your
See
healthcare
them
provider
different.
Moments with Seth Harris.
I've been telling people about 800 pain
I'm
loss for
totally
years.
different now.
But lately,
I'm looking different
maybe there's a
now.
way to get my message out there. Something a little more dramatic to let them know that if they're hurt in an accident, to call 800 pain law, or if they're hurt at work, 800 pain law, because no one in the city gets bigger rewards than 800 pain law.
And everything, so
Harris, Keenan, and Goldfarb. If you're in pain, you need law. Nailed it.
Truths to speak. Our truths are vast. They are unique. They are always evolving. Most of all, our truths are universal. Pride is universal.
yeah, I'm on my podcast up here with my haircut, doing this, doing that, just chilling.
While searching for Sally at his residence,
Like I said,
his roommate Dwayne seems to match the second man in the security video.
got my head
After he's caught in an incriminating lie,
nice
we
and
believe
done
we
up.
might have our second shooter.
He was questioned about his whereabouts on that day. And he said he was refereeing a basketball game at a local school. We talked to the people at that school.
Like I said, just
they
relaxing,
accounted for his alibi.
taking it easy.
We weren't expecting that. But then we go back over his alibi. The timestamp on the videotape indicated when the two entered the apartment, and we
just having some fun here, people. Don't worry about it. Now, back to thing in hand.
That was good enough to pique our interest. Still doesn't mean it's the shooter.
I want to talk about,
witness statements,
because a lot of questions going on in the anime world. If you don't know, there's some people probably might know it, some people probably might not. But here it goes. There is a TV show that used to come on, but you probably might catch it over on Netflix, called The Legend of Korra, The Last Avatar, The Last Airbender. It picks up after the big war with the Fire Nation. It picks up at the Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's called The Legend of Korra. It's a good show, but some people saying that Korra wasn't the best, the greatest of avatars. Like Aang was. But I feel like some people are bashing her when they shouldn't, because you have to understand. You have to understand this. The world, the past avatars were, it wasn't like the world that Korra was coming into. In other words, All the past avatars lived on the earth with,
He's sure he's seen it
remember,
before.
no type of technology whatsoever. There was no technology at the time.
There was a car that was
Put it to you like
around
this.
the time of the car that was registered.
I was born in 73.
That's a major victory.
There was no internet, no computers, no smartphones, no beepers, no nothing like that. From the 70s all the way up
They discover Andre Smith
to
has a
the
history of robbery and
90s,
weapons charges.
I should say. Now, during the 70s, there was nothing like that. You only had the TV.
From Sean Sally's New Jersey residence.
You had to turn the knob, and if you did have a remote control, it was huge and bulky and it clicks.
We did not make any contact with Andre Smith.
During the 80s, that's when the innovation of personal computers. During that time, personal computers and stuff was starting being invented, but a lot of people didn't have it. When
he came in voluntarily, like 2 days later.
when
We started talking to Andre Smith.
when the 80s, personal computers started becoming an end thing. In the 90s, a lot of people had personal computers or laptop computers. 2000s on internet, smartphones, everything just blew up. Well, the internet started back in the 90s. If some people knew AOL, America Online, that was a thing. But all in all, that's what's going on. This is kind of great, but this is what I'm talking about. The Legend of Korra was the same thing. Aang grew up with a time there was no technology. He was it's basically him, his bison, his bison, air bison, and stuff like that. He didn't have no technology in his time. When Korra came, Korra had started cars, radio, airships, and stuff like that. Some people say, "Well, Aang had a airship." Yeah, it was an airship. It was a blimp and stuff like that. It was only technology, but if you think about it, it wasn't something that they didn't have before. They had it. I think they had it for a long time. They had airships for a long time. But airships that use propellers and stuff like that, metal. Remember, Toph became a metal bender. So metal bender became a thing. That's how you get the car. Probably that's how they use earth bending, metal bending, a form of earth bending.
And then he said, okay.
They use it as they use.
Andre said, I didn't want this to happen. He messed up.
They use metal building as a way to bend the shape of the car parts, gears, motor, and stuff into a way they could shape into a car without using machinery like we do in a factory. They probably have factory where they have, instead of having factory of machines and stuff like that, they have people in these factories metal bending and bending these things. Because remember, even that got to a point where if you're a bender of any sort, you could you play sports. Bending sports. Bending became like a sport now. So the time of Korra, this was all going on. Other words, her world was involving technical wise, and people didn't really need. People like Airbender was that Avatar was still going on. There was always gonna be an Avatar, but the thing is, it was getting to the point where people there was no wars going on. More of, how can I say? I'm trying to think of a word that won't sound too bad. More or less, revolution. Put it like that. More of a revolution than a war. A man, I forgot the person's name, but he became a revolutionary type person, talking about the Airbender did this, that, blah, blah, blah. And he had the form of taking away people's airbending, which was, to me, something that Aang picked up, but now almost everybody could do it. The same thing as blood bending. Only certain people knew how to blood bend, but people starting to do that. Blood bend. Blood bending is like if a water bender tactic now, where the water bender could actually take your blood that's in your body and control you like a puppet. Blood bending, that's what it was. It's just a way of controlling somebody with their blood that flows through them. Like the same thing as metal bend. Some people use the metal around them and bend it into anything. That's what Toph did. And so people started metal bending. It's kind of strange that how the day of Aang, these certain things were going on during the year of Aang. I'm talking about blood bending, metal bending. These things were going on with Aang because, like I said, Toph and Sora, I think her name was, were both blood bend. Sora was the blood bender now, and Toph was the metal bender. They both created. Well, actually, Toph invented metal bending. Sora was taught blood bending from somebody else. So that's what we came to understand.
On the evening of May 10th,
so what's going on now is that there's a lot of bad mouthing, bashing Korra, saying that it was Korra for merging the real world with the spirit world, and a lot of chaos pursued. I think at the time this was going on, people didn't realize this. You know what I'm saying? Nobody didn't really realize this. But
Andre said to him,
in Korra's time, people were moving. I think people were moving away from the Avatar. They said we don't need the Avatar no more. We science and stuff like that. We got guns and robots, engineering marvels that we have right now. We don't need the Avatar no more. The Avatar was gonna keep going to bring balance, but just like
we were able to discover
us,
just about everybody.
when I say us,
And so we asked them if he called
In
you,
our time where
please contact us.
technology start advancing, that's what's going on
It was 5
in the
minutes
avatar
later when
world.
someone who
Tech,
was a friend of
they
his
start becoming more
called us and
technical
said he called me and wants me to
and
wire money.
started trusting technology. They don't need, to them, the avatar wasn't a big thing. Even though they celebrate her,
Payphones on his way from New York.
they acknowledge her and say, yeah, we're here, but we don't need you. That's what's going on. So I'm thinking that
Detectives discover that Sally is
when
the card from a
the
local
big
motel.
fight, when the second battle happened, this is like after the revolutionary. I forgot the man's name. It's been a while. I gotta go back so I can remember these guys, these people's names. Stop.
And his belongings.
And he blew him and his brother up.
We missed it by literally minutes.
They were twins.
We left it
They
up
blew
already.
each other up.
We left everything there.
And they went.
We
They
were looking for him.
on a boat, blew themselves up. Boom. Well,
He's in
a new
Concord,
threat came along and was in the form of in the spirit world where
so we
an
did,
evil
like,
spirit
we
was
often give
trying to
him
come
justice.
through
Pitch
to
the story
claim
to
our
America's
world,
Most
and a good spirit is trying to protect the world. The good spirit was the reason why we have the avatar,
Tip came in with an
because
saying Sean Sally was living in a shelter.
this man at one time the spirit world and the real world were merged, and something, a conflict happened where the very first avatar separate the human world,
And finally,
the world of living, and the spirit world.
We thought he
Kept them
might never be
separated.
caught, and that was
And it was
so
been like that for a very long time. But only the avatar
Sean Sally
could
was
connect himself to
It
the
was
spirit world
collective relief.
and his past lives. Each past life would explain to him what was going
He
on,
had admitted participating
which
in the
was
robbery.
okay.
He said he didn't mean to, but he
But after a
accidentally shot
while,
Jennifer's son.
like I said, when it came up to
Claimed that
Korra,
Andre Smith
after
shot
when
the
Korra came, that's when everything
He
started
described
switching up.
how he met Andre Smith.
Instead of
He first
keeping
went to Dream,
both worlds, the
apartment,
spirit world
to do
and
this
the living
robbery.
world, separated,
Dwayne
Korra
went and said, "I have a
connected
friend
them.
that hook you up
She
with him."
she brung them back. Like I said before,
Sean
they
Sally
were
and Andre
connected.
Smith both were charged with
Then
murder in the
the very
second
first
degree,
avatar
murder,
separated it.
attempted murder in the second
What
degree
Korra
for
did,
two
she
survivors,
emerged thinking
and
that
then weapons and
it was the
other
right thing to do.
charges.
Merge, bring it back, put back to the status quo, the spirit world and the living world. But some people started to say that, and that she should never have done that, or what she's doing. So everybody was giving her a lot of grief. You gotta understand,
Rosamond's boyfriend, Trey,
the
who
people
was he to make
during
that
this
decision?
time when Korra was
I
Avatar,
remember Andre standing up and looking us
they
in the
were
eye and
more
apologizing.
technical.
Sean Sally.
They were relying more on technology than airbending or firebending or water bending or airbending. Over
That's what she would have done. Who knows what
people with bending
did.
powers was almost
Now,
obsolete.
come across Dirty Dancing on some channel.
Put it like that. They were
Just like
good
visit.
for certain things, but people people who didn't have bending powers or bending abilities, I should say, didn't really care. Cause why? I could put out a fire with a water hose and a thing. I become an airbender like that, or I got this thing, this metal machine to move rock, more rock than 20 earthbenders. So what I need them for? I got this bulldozer that can move rock. Or I have something that can give me for point and point in a matter of minutes. Why I need an airbender for? Why do I need benders?
Police had no idea
Or
how dark and evil this case was going to get.
I relied on calling them elementals because if you think about it, that's what they are. They elemental. The elementals, due to the fact that they do certain they know how to use earth powers, elemental use the elements around them. So you got your water bender, know how to control water. You got the earth bender that control earth. You got fire, control fire. You got the air bender that control air. Earth, wind, fire, water. Earth, air, fire, water. The four elements that makes up the earth. And that makes us a little bit. But the thing is, some people don't want, but other non-bending people who don't know how to bend the elements, benders, non-benders, people who don't know how to air bend, earth bend, etc. They don't care no more. They got machines that could do the same work as the benders. So benders become probably factory workers and stuff like that. They become more of a cog than something that will people need. A lot of benders don't even really use their powers as much anymore at the time of Korra. That's what I'm trying to get at. When the time of Korra, nobody didn't care. Nobody cared about it. Celebrate her. Yeah, we got another avatar. Yeah, that's gonna save us, gonna help us keep balance. Stuff. But after a while, nobody didn't really care. Nobody didn't care. So why bother? Why should I care about Korra? So that's why I was putting the thing to people is that you think what Korra did was right and wrong because they're saying that a new avatar after Korra is emerging in a time where now there's going to be a revelation, not a revolution, but a revelation of something more wicked that Korra was dealing with. And some people said because she connected the real world with the spirit world. And I'm thinking that why everybody coming down her saying that she's the birth? You gotta understand that in the era Korra was in, bending wasn't necessary no more. Because non-benders could do the same thing as regular benders do. It's like, how can I say it? The mutant population in the X-Men. The humans are people with mutant powers are being born every day, and non-mutants are scared because they dying off. It's like that's the stakes of evolution, and in the way of that's a bad analogy. Excuse me, that's a bad analogy. I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't scratch that analogy. Put it back to our time where computers and stuff like that.
Detective Chris Breslin, and officers from the 10th precinct, just a few blocks away, respond within minutes.
As soon as I arrived, it was pretty chaotic on the scene. You know, patrol cars everywhere, there were people everywhere. I knew I had to.
Where computers,
One that was deceased.
well, we starting to use computers and stuff now to
The three that were wounded, I knew they were critical.
better our
There were
lives.
several witnesses
We
that
got
said
new
that it has to
technology
be
where we don't have to do. We got to a point now where we have cars that can drive themselves. We got electric cars. We got cars that drive themselves. Now we get into the thing of AI, artificial intelligence, where we giving computers. They had brains already, but their brains were limited. Now we're giving them brains almost to a point where we're giving computers, teaching computers how to think for them, to the point where computers are starting to think for us. And sooner or later, it's gonna get to the point where we're gonna have computers thinking for themselves and start doing things for themselves. If this goes down right, this is gonna be the path of the Terminator. If some people don't believe it or not, that's where let's look like where we're heading now. Everybody want to use AI this, AI that, AI. It looks like we're going down. I'm being a conspiracy theorist. We're going down the part of the Terminator, where we're gonna have this AI to think for us, and it's gonna think so much to the point where it's gonna start.
My best friend. He was like one of my brothers,
analyzing and figure out that he's superior, humans are inferior, and gonna wipe out the human race to bring out the technical race. We ain't gonna be done by no aliens or by. We're gonna be done off by the creation of our own hands. Well, that's how it's. Well, like I said, that's how it's going on. And in fact, in the point of Avatar, Korra, she was being obsolete because everything, like I said, with all the advanced technology and stuff that's going on, she was becoming benders, and the Avatar was becoming somewhat obsolete. So when she merged the thing, she thought that would be the right thing to do, was bring back the spirit world and the real world back together again to make people trying to find a common balance. Then we got all things with the earth trying to take over and stuff. And some people that she was weaker than Aang. You gotta understand, Aang was like, when Aang popped on the scene, he was a child, but he was like 100-something years old. He was like a 100-something-year-old child at the time. He was just old, but he was still like a youth because he froze himself in ice. So that's the reason why when he got emerged, the Fire Nation was doing this war for like 100 years. Yeah, like 100 years. When the Airbender, when Avatar Last Airbender came out, the war started. The war was going on for 100 years. The Fire Nation war was going on for 100 years. What the thing is, that was the thing. That was the issue. Now the war was over with.
If any of this was real or not.
People started using technology, and
at first he was acting like he wasn't even there at the scene
to help them out.
We were telling him
cars and trains and planes and boats, all these new industrialized things that's coming out. People start using. So that's what's going on.
What exactly is he talking about?
A lot of people were like saying, yo, what's going on? Why is this? Why is that?
One of the statements he said
It's
was
kind of crazy. But the thing is,
bad business. So somebody got him.
it's what it's
And, you know,
what
you're
it
sitting there in the
was.
room and
That's what
trying
it
to keep a
was.
straight face.
It was just
So a
people
bunch of bosses outside
doing
detectives
certain
outside
things.
were on the phone to
And I
Brooklyn
think I understand
to
where
find
some
out
people were coming
if these
from
homicides even did happen to Brooklyn. And this guy
when
is
it was
actually telling the truth.
that she lost her power. Somebody took her power away. This and that and the third. They saying that she was weak. It's not the fact that she was weak. It wasn't the fact that Korra was weak. It's just a simple fact that
Brooklyn detectives are eager to conduct their own interviews with Sakai.
the struggles that Korra went through wasn't the same as Aang went through. Because, like I said, when Aang came out, there was no technology. Yes, they had steamboats and blimps, but it wasn't. They were far and behind. Only the rich, the powerful, or the military had these things. Because everyday people didn't. They didn't have these things.
But this one,
Didn't care. Excuse me.
For me to succeed, I have to be a monster in the most positive way.
Water.
The body had been there for a few days, so it had started to decompose.
I looked through the peephole. I just saw blood.
The Airbender was
Sisters are running early.
not
This headache. We've got an hour. Try Pink Road.
was not the same as what Aang went through. Is not the same thing as Korra went through. Two different times, two different variations.
Outlast Duracell power boost by 10%.
So
No fluff, just facts. Now powered by
what Korra did was wrong.
right? And only $250.
I seriously doubt it. I don't think she was wrong in doing. She wasn't wrong in doing it. It was just a sign of her time. That's what happened. It was just something that happened. It could have happened if this happened during Aang time. People and Aang did what Korra did. It would have been. I think people would have blamed Aang for what's going on now.
And I was done settling.
And the Avatar world, but we cannot blame her. I think we can't blame her for what happened. You gotta understand. Again, at this time and era, she was doing something different than what that was normally being done. It's not the same thing as Aang was growing up. Everything is different now.
Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Ask your rheumatologist if switching to Invoke is right for you.
And paint back with yours.
Everything is different now than what Aang was doing.
World, ready for whatever lies ahead, except for the following, which you are likely
like
to
I
find
said,
exceedingly difficult.
in Aang's world, it was more of Korra, doing something different, and her thing was, okay, maybe it's time for the spirit world and the real world, the living world, get back together again. Remember, she had a connection to her past lives, but the connection was severed at one time, but she got it back again. So, yeah, it was. That's what happened. Now then, the new Avatar that's been the series that's coming out, talking about a cataclysm event And some people saying that, oh, this is the reason why, because it was Korra's fault. This is Korra's fault. At the time, Korra did what she thought that was right. People are still going to believe in technology, but now that the spirit world is connected, they're all going to think that they see the spirits, but they ain't gonna. They're gonna say, "Oh, these are spirits." So what? Big deal, big whoop. They're not gonna be. They ain't not worried about it. They ain't gonna be worried about it. I would like to see how they're gonna do it. Are they gonna move forward with this new series of in the Avatar? Are they gonna move forward with the technology where they go further the technology, or keep it at the base of it as it is now in the Legend of Korra, or they're gonna move it forward where they got computers, they have jet engine airplanes and speedboats and things like that, instead of the clothes that people wearing. People wear suits and ties and different outfits and stuff like that. Because even the outfits, Earth Nation and Fire Nation all had their own different Earth, Fire, Air. All people had their different outfits and stuff. Probably the Air Nomads gonna have the same outfits for their nomads, or words. They represented like monks. They're more of like monks, or like Shaolin Temple monks. More like like I mean, Shaolin Temple monks. That's, if you think about it, that's what the Airbenders were. They were Shaolin monks. They probably might keep their traditional dress, but others probably would not. Some like their outfits change. You saw that the Earth and Fire Nation, their outfits started changing. The military kept their same thing, but even to the military, they probably might even have guns. Believe it or not, guns with bullets and stuff, and to the point where people totally don't need the Avatar no more. That's what it's gonna come down to. Believe it or not, that's what I'm thinking. It ain't gonna be we got the Avatar, why we need the Avatar for the Avatar. We don't need the Avatar for nothing. The Avatar, there's Avatar. We don't need the Avatar anymore. But that's what's coming. That's what's gonna come down to. That the Avatar is gonna be obsolete, and this new Avatar is gonna try to let the people know that we still need certain things. Science and technology ain't gonna do, but I'm the only thing that can do it. I think the new Avatar is gonna be from the Earth Nation.
Everybody was surprised. The other bouncer said the great guy to work with. He was somebody that
they're gonna be from the Earth Nation. Well, yeah, I'm thinking about that. You think that the world of the Avatar, with the new Avatar, was gonna be more technically advanced to the point where they have they're gonna have steam powered cars and stuff like that, or what?
People at the club. I was told that the week before Mr. Matos was found, that he was supposed to have a meeting with Mr. Pushback about some job they were supposed to be doing. When they were supposed to be meeting with another security guard that worked through the club by the name of Stephen Sakai. After this meeting, people had said that they had reached out to Southern Matos.
So yeah. What do y'all people think? So what do you think? Do y'all think that the new Avatar gonna have problems